All right, you want to build wealth through passive income, cash flow. I love it. It's my passion. Be happy to help you with that. Here is a calculator that I created to make it easier for you to analyze as many properties as possible. I've analyzed thousands of properties with this or similar versions of this. I want to share that with you. So this is Omni's cash flow calculator, and we're going to analyze investor things from rental property wise, single family, multifamily. A few things I got to read here for liability reasons. Once again, I gave this to you and you only because it's a complicated calculator. Giving it to anyone else could lead to them misusing it and making decisions with incorrect information. And I do not want anyone to do that. So do not give this to anyone. It is only for you. If someone else wants one, they have to reach out to me. They have to have a training with me first before they get this to make sure they're not misusing it. Numbers used in this calculator are for example illustrative purposes only. You do not rely solely on these numbers. You will verify and actually put in actual numbers before you actually purchase the property. Helps you just quickly analyze. As a new investor, you should always get a home inspection, multiple contractor quotes during due diligence period. Remember the 130-10-1 formula. If you don't know what that is, you missed my class. Call me and I can walk you through that. Important notes. Number one, this form, only the gray fields, these gray fields are editable. All other fields are locked with formulas. When entering expenses, make sure to enter them as a negative number by putting the minus sign in front. So for example here, I've seen people put $1,000 a rent ready cost there, but now it looks like $1,000 of income. So you got to go negative $1,000. Perfect. And number three, when entering expenses, make sure that you enter them as an annual expense, not monthly. See, there's an annual, monthly, and per unit column. Only annual is editable. So for example, if you have $100 a month utility expense as a landlord, and you do that, it looks like only $8 a month. So you would have to times that by 12. So it'd be $1,200. And that would automatically calculate there as a monthly and a per unit. The unit changes. So let's say there's 2 units, a duplex. It looks at your total cost and divides it in half. If it's 4 units, your total cost and divides it in 4. All right. And this video you're watching right now will be available at this website, and I'll keep it hosted there. Any other questions, call me. My number is 703-725-5279. All right, let's jump in. So this can help you analyze any type of cash flow investment deal. It factors in the most common expenses there. It talks about very basic rules, 1%, 1.25, 2%, cap rates. A lot of things that you might not care about and may never need. It's just information that helps me make decisions depending on the type of property that I am looking to purchase. I have balloon payments in here, financing terms for seller financing, traditional financing, amortization, automatic. Don't worry about all this. We're going to take it one step at a time. All right, so first thing you're going to do is you're going to type in the address, and it is 123 Main Street in anywhere USA, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Put in that information. It doesn't affect the calculator at all. It's helpful for you to keep track of what these are. Notes, another place for notes over here. Value add, do you need to fix one of the 2 units, and whatnot. All right, so if it's listed on the market, you're going to type that in. If it's not listed, then it doesn't matter. You're going to type in your analyze date so that you can keep track of when you initially analyzed it, because you might make an offer or analyze it now. It's not a good deal, but they lower the price, down the road, and you can kind of keep track of what those changes look like. So here, 123 Main Street, let's use this as an example. Let's say $1,000 market value. If you went on the market, it'd sell for $100,000 and it rents for $1,000 a month. So that meets our 1% rule, which is a minimum that we want, right? 1% of $100,000 is $1,000 a month. That's great. So The answer is we got many different offers that we can make. We can make a cash offer. We can make a traditional financing offer. We can make a seller financing offer. So we're going to go down the list of a few of these. So let's say I want to offer them full price. Let's say it's going to be $5,000 closing cost there, and it's turnkey. And let's say it's a small little duplex. So 123 Main Street, rents for, we already figured that out, $1,000 a month, which means 2 units are renting for $500 a month each. Okay, I'm going to factor in vacancy rate and capital expenditures combined to be 10%. That's just a generic number I throw in there. That will vary by market. It's up to you to do that research to see if that's accurate. Property management rate, I'm going to factor in 10%. Good property managers, that's typically what they charge. Some are a little bit higher, some are a little bit lower, but factor in 10%. And if you get it for lower, great. And I'm putting in it's 2 units here, so it will divide the expenses for me by 2. A rule of thumb that I use, purchase price at 0.5%, which is $500 per year for property insurance. And I'm going to factor in 1%, which is $1,000 for property taxes. If this was 5% as an example, it automatically will reduce that property manager fee. All right, take that back up to normal. All right, moving on. So that's the basics. When you're looking at multifamily, it's important to know sometimes the landlord has to pay for some of the utilities, usually water, sewer, trash, if they're not metered separately. Electric is almost always in the tenant's name, but that's never a given. So that's something you want to check as well. Let's assume that's not the case on this one. All right. In this example, $100,000 purchase price. We are looking at down here, you can figure out your mortgage terms. Let's say you get qualified for a 30-year mortgage, 25% down at 4% interest rate. Perfect. So now we run those numbers. Oh, I'm going to take out that. Run those numbers. And in this example, you are at just under 13% cash on cash ROI. Because you're bringing $30,000 to the table, which is $25,000 down payment and your $5,000 closing costs. If it is a cash purchase, it's only just under 8% ROI, which isn't great because you have to bring $105,000 to the table, which is $52,000 per unit. This one's $15,000 per unit. All right, hope you guys are there with me right now. So this green will change based on your terms here. If you qualify for a 3.5% loan, right, that increases your ROI right there. So this is your annual expenses and your monthly expenses. This is your positive cash flow after that. All right, so back to this original offer. Let's say we want to make a cash offer. A $100,000 cash offer does not get me excited at 8%. So I would have to lower my price if the seller wanted a cash offer. Let's see. In this example, $70,000 cash offer. All right, $70,000 cash offer and a quick close. That takes me up to 11% ROI. If it's a cash offer, the good thing is your acquisition cost goes down significantly. No loan costs involved. So let's say it's $2,000 on average there. All right, so now I'm at 11% ROI. Still lower than I like to do, but great. Let's say that I'm happy with that. I'll make a $70,000 cash offer because that gets me a slightly better ROI in that scenario. Let's look at option number 2. $90,000 offer with 30% down, 70% seller financing, 5% interest for 5 years. Let's see what that looks like. So now we're going to take this up to $90,000. Your closing costs, acquisition cost stays fairly low because you don't have a traditional lender involved. So that's good. 30% down at 5% interest with the 5-year balloon payment. So what did that do for us? Let's make sure that's exactly what the offer was. 30% down, 5% for 5 years. Yes, it is. All right, so what this does you can see your cash on cash ROI, you're bringing $29,000 to the table, just under 14%. Your balloon payment, 5 years, it automatically calculates what your amortization is for you. A lot of math in there. So you can tell the seller, hey, you'll get $27,000 at closing. You'll get principal and interest payments of $338 a month for 5 years. And that turns into interest and principal, roughly $20,000 or so, plus your balloon payment of the remainder of $57,000. So actually, at the end of 5 years, you're making $105,000. So they're getting higher than their asking price because of the interest payments as well. But you're getting cash on cash ROI, 14%, not bad. Let's go to the next one real quick. Option number 3, 20% down, 4% 30-year amortization. Let's take a look to see what that looks like. So now we are at, what was the offer price? $100,000. $100,000 offer price. But we're taking it down to 20%, less cash out of pocket percentage-wise, taking it down to 4%. All right, let's take a look at that. So seller gets their, $100,000. Seller gets the market value of their home. However, because of the lower down payment, you're only bringing $22,000 to the table after closing costs, which is actually a 16% cash on cash ROI. You paid higher, but you're getting a better ROI. Balloon payment for the seller after 5 years, take a look at this. You get $20,000 at settlement. They get $3,000 and some change principal and interest after 5 years, over 5 years. Plus your balloon payment, they're actually making $115,000 when you factor in the interest payments and principal payments that they're getting along the way. Not bad. Get over asking price if they're willing to wait for their money. Let's look at one more example here. Option number 4, let's say $120,000. Crazy. You're going to offer $20,000 more than market value. However, you're only putting 10% down, 3% seller financing for 10 years. Let's look what that might look like. So it's only worth $100,000, but I'm willing to give you $120,000. Seller financing, I'm only going to put down 10%, and I'm going to give you 3% interest, and I'm going to take this out to 10 years. So what that means is there's no mortgage involved, no high closing costs there. You are only putting down 10%, which is $14,000 after your $2,000 closing costs in this example. Crazy, right? And because of that, you're getting a almost 19% ROI. So still a great ROI there. And the seller comes out ahead as well because they're getting a little bit at settlement, $12,000, but your principal and interest plus your balloon payment at the end, they're getting almost $150,000 at the end of this term. So they're going to get a lot more in the long run, but it still makes sense for you because you're getting a ton of cash flow in the short run there. So you're looking at 18% ROI, 19% almost. It'll take you 6 years or so with that cash flow to get all of your investment back. After that, you're playing with house money, or clearly you can refinance in the short term, or you can sell it to someone else if the market goes up. So you have some options there. Anyways, that was the long and short of it. You guys have your homework. Go out and analyze some deals. Don't purchase the property without running it by me first to make sure that I check your numbers here. But if you have questions, give me a call. Let's go build wealth through passive income. Hope you guys have a great day.